Now we're gonna go over our shoulder mobility series. For phase one, we have Tara to help us out. First one we got is our athletic position, bent over row. So it's gonna be more of an RDL position, hips back, core nice and tight. We're gonna, nice loose arms, reach down to the floor, pull those shoulder blades up and back, elbows up to the sky. Good, we wanna make sure we're not getting too bunched up in the traps, packing the shoulder blades down and back. Good, just like that. One more rep there. Good, then our next ones, we have isos down the floor. We're gonna go T's, Y's, and W's. So we're laying on our stomach. Arms are gonna be extended out for our T, thumbs up to the sky. We pull the thumbs up and we hold right there. Squeezing the shoulder blades back, making sure once again we're not getting packed up in those traps. More down and back. Then we'll go down, out to that ripped Y, up overhead, extend out, arms stay straight. Good, come up, hold, squeeze back, down, and then we'll go into our W. Good, thumbs stay up for the W. This one's good because it gets all those muscles in the back. Pull up, squeeze the scaps back together, and down. Good, make sure we're not getting bunched up in the traps once again, right there. Those are our ISO, prone ISO series. Now we're gonna go into our supine floor slides. So we flip it over, laying down on our back. Similar to a dead bug, we wanna keep our core nice and locked out. Knees are up, feet are up right there. Push that back in, keeping the core tight. We're gonna go arms to the side. Back of the forearm, back of the hand is on the turf. We slide up overhead and then back down and through. We might get a little extended in that back sometimes. We gotta make sure we're telling our athletes to keep that core nice and locked out. Good, right there, one more rep. Trying to keep the back of the hands, back of the arms, down to the floor as best as we can. Good, right there, perfect. Then we're gonna go to our hand walk. This one's more of a hybrid. We love this one towards the end of our warm-up, right before we go into our movement portion. So this gets the ankles, the hamstrings, little shoulder, and core. What we do, we reach down to the floor, keeping our legs nice and straight, walk it all the way out, making sure our hips aren't dropping when we get in that end range. We're gonna do that one more time, stopping that high plank. Good, stop right there. Making sure we're not dropping the hips down, keeping that core nice and tight, and then right back up and through. Good, working on that shoulder, hammy, ankle, and core there. Now we're gonna go into our phase two. Thanks, Tara. Phase two, first one, we got our athletic position, bent over row to rotate. So we're gonna be in that RDL position again, hips back, arms nice and loose down on the floor, we row up, and now we rotate at the shoulder. All right, back down. The same way we come up, we do it reverse on our way down. So we rotate back down and then reach down to the floor, arms hang. Row up, rotate, back down, and through, just like that. Then our prone W's, we're laying down on our stomach. Instead of ISO now, we get that full range, that full movement. We come up, thumbs up to the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades back, hold for a second, 2 seconds, back down. Right there, thumbs stay up, squeeze them back, good contraction, and then back down and through. One more rep there. Good, then our prone Ys, we love those, the rip Ys. Thumbs up, arms stay extended the whole time, we squeeze up, squeeze the shoulder blades back once again, keeping it packed back, not getting bunched up in the traps, and then back down and through. One more rep there. Good. Now we go with supine series, flipping it over, laying down our back, similar to that dead bug like we talked about earlier. But now, to make it a little bit more challenging, we're gonna drop the feet down to the ground. This is where our athletes have that problem with our hip control, that pelvic tilt. So we gotta make sure we keep that pelvis facing the ceiling. All right, arms are out to the side. And then we do the same thing. We're gonna floor slide up and over, keeping that core tight, keeping the hips tucked in. Get a little bit more extension, try and really reach up overhead, still keeping that forearm down. Just like that. Good. Last one, hand walk to scap push up. All right, so we're gonna reach down to the floor, keeping our legs nice and straight. We're gonna walk it out into that high plank position, but once we get out into that high plank position, we're gonna do a scap push up. So we drop the chest down, keeping the arms nice and straight, then we come back up, reach that back to the sky, then we walk it back in. One more rep right there. Ankles, hammies, core, then we get those scaps, shoulder, mobs, back up, and back in. Good, that's phase two. Thank you, Shelly. Phase three, we got Kyle. Now we got that athletic position, going back to that athletic position, bend over, row to rotate, and we're gonna add an extension in. So arms nice and loose, we rotate up, we extend out, then we come back in, rotate to the floor, and then reach back down. Keeping that core nice and locked, extend up, working them here. Good, just like that, perfect. Then the prone W to press. Similar to this, but down on the floor. Laying down on our stomach, we bring up a W, thumbs up to the sky, we squeeze back. We're gonna try and keep this contraction while we extend out overhead. Good, keep that good contraction. Pull the scaps down and back. Perfect, extending out. Full elbow extension on this last one here. Reach, biceps by the ears, and then back in. Good, and then the next one will be our A's, so they're down at the side. We start with the backs of our palms on the floor, and while we pull up and almost bring the chest and shoulders off the ground, we rotate at the shoulder. Good, right there, and then back down and through. Really squeezing those lats back, squeezing the backs of our shoulders together while we come up. Right there. Good. Then we flip it over, going back to that supine, laying down on our back, floor side with external rotation. So we're going to come back up, that dead bug position, locking that core in nice and tight. All right, we go up, we extend up overhead. We come back down to the side, elbows in at the side. Then we're going to rotate inward with our hands and then back as far as we can. This one, you'll see a lot of shoulder coming forward. All right, we never want that. We always want to try and keep those shoulders packed back while we do this. So make sure they're staying light in those lats and scaps, keeping it packed back, rotate through, and then reaching overhead. Good job, Kyle. Next one, we got that hand walk out to a push-up. All right, so legs stay nice and straight. Reach down to the floor, walking out to that high plank position. Scaps come back together. We go all the way down to the floor, keeping that core nice and tight. Then we walk it back in. Hybrid, we love this one. Walk it out, push it up, and then back in. Perfect. That is our shoulder mobility series.